Good afternoon, family. Thanks for checking out today's video. If you are new here, my name is Jonathan, and I started this channel as a way to record my progress as I work towards my goal of reaching a healthy weight. If you would like to join the family, you can hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you click on the bell icon so you get alerted when I go live or post new videos. If you'd like to participate on the discussion, you can join me on my live streams like these awesome people here, Cindy and Pretty Girl's mom and Carrie. If you'd like to join me on these live streams, you can check them out most weekdays around 4 p.m. Central Time. If you'd like to reach out to me outside of the live stream, there's a Discord that I created. There's a link for that down in the description below. Also, down in the description below is a link to a Pinterest board. What that Pinterest board has is a lot of our family's favorite whole food plant-based meals. So if you're looking for some ideas of what to eat, that is a great place to go. Today's day 740 of my 3-year challenge to lose 300 pounds. I've used a combination of extended water fasting and a whole food plant-based salt, oil, sugar-free diet to lose over 225 pounds so far. I am just a little over 2 years into my challenge. I have a little less than a year to go. I'm looking forward to reaching my goal weight this year and living the rest of my life at a healthy weight. If anybody has any non-scale victories, I'd love to hear your non-scale victories. If you have any on-scale victories, I'd love to hear those as well. If you are succeeding with your diet, what are you doing to succeed? Share, let us know what you're doing. If you're struggling, you know, what's causing your issues and what are some things that you are going to do that will make staying on your diet easier than the alternative. So, like I said, we got a few people checking in here saying hi. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. Let me know if the stream is causing any issues or if you're having any problems seeing or hearing the audio. I've been constantly working on my computer here for what seems like weeks, but trying to get everything running well. Today was a good day for me. I ended up doing a lot of traveling. I had to take one of my kids to the doctor's, which is about an hour away, a little over an hour away to go to the doctor. And it's interesting going here because this was taking my daughter to see her doctor was the first time I ever got on a scale and saw that I was over 500 pounds. We were leaving one of her appointments, and as we were leaving, there was a scale that I hopped on and saw that I was about 515 pounds, and I was very shocked to see that I was that heavy. So going there and going to that hospital kind of reminds me of that when I go. And I know I'm in a much better spot than I was in March of 2020 when I had seen that. Hey, Anthony, hope everything's going great with you today. We were traveling up to the doctors, and in my head, I was like, you know what? It's a little over an hour to get up there. We'll go to the doctor's office. We'll come back and it'll be a real quick trip. And we were actually got on the road early. The appointment was very early in the morning, and we got out and we're about a half hour ahead of schedule. And we got close to the destination, and my daughter started complaining about being hungry. And we had extra time, and I knew that if she was already, complaining about being hungry, it was only going to get worse as as time went on. So real quick, I did check because it is a little bit different city than where we're from to see if maybe there was any type of vegan restaurants or something that would be open in the morning. I didn't really see anything that was an option for on the Happy Cow app. So I ended up going to a local grocery store, and just picking up groceries, because it is more difficult to get my daughter something that's quick and easy uh, when we don't eat any animal products. Before, it would have been very easy for me to just go to a fast food restaurant, get us each a meal, and go from there. But with our diet, and I don't want to be feeding my kid a lot of that stuff. So we ended up going to the grocery store, and we picked her up a thing that was a package that was it was half strawberries, half pineapples. And then I went, and I was kind of familiar with the grocery store because we have one near where we live, and we went over to kind of their health market, or their healthier food area, and I ended up picking her up some chow cheese and a package of this tofurkey that we've gotten before. I did end up getting her a different kind if you are trying to feed your kids a vegan diet. My kid, she is pretty easy to please, but we had gotten the tofurkey that was the peppered flavored, and she really enjoyed it. Um, but uh, but yeah, we just went in, we bought a couple quick things. I ate a couple of her strawberries, and then I picked up a couple Lara bars for myself, and was able to get us plenty of food, and we had extra food. I ended up buying a whole loaf of bread, and I just needed 2 pieces of bread out of it. But I knew that the rest of our family would eat um, the rest of the loaf, so I knew it wouldn't go to waste. But it was interesting, having that situation come up that I did need to feed her, and the best solution I found was to just go shopping at a grocery store and buy actual fruits and buy, food from the grocery store. Um, and Tennis and Yoga Girl says grocery shopping for the win, great purchase choices. Yeah, I think that it worked out well. It satisfied her, and then I also bought a bag of oranges too, because I that's what the other thing I ate was a few oranges. I Not the best bag of oranges I've ever had, which is always disappointing when you get a bag of oranges and they're not great, but um, it was fine nonetheless. And then I kind of had come back to work here, and was getting my computer set up, or seeing if I could change anything else on the computer that would help. And I think it's doing okay right now. Hopefully it stays doing okay. Um, I'm a little bit distracted by my camera here. I need to, let me see. Sorry. So everything moved, and my camera's actually like 4 inches higher than it used to be. So I'm having to sit a little bit different and go. Plant Powered Peddler is asking if you missed the food picks yet. No, you did not miss the food picks. I suppose we can pull those up here in a second. I'm trying to figure out. I downloaded an app that Streamlabs has that um, allows me to run the program here from my cell phone. And so it's kind of fancy, but then I'm not able to do. Oh, what did I do wrong there? The food picks everybody's wanting here. All right. So I did not take the best food picks, and Carrie was giving me a hard time about it. But let me see if I can pull up. I'll pull up the Discord here, because she did post a photo on the Discord that was from the recipe here. So let me pull that up, and then we can go to there. So this is a photo of the recipe here. It was a red lentil um, and sweet potato. This is a much more appetizing photo than any photo I took, but we'll go back here and we will pull up the photo. Give me a second. So we had that. So let me try to maybe rotate it, see if that helps the photo at all. I did not take good photos. All right. So get to the photo. There you go. So this was the meal that we had last night. It was amazing. I took a photo of it here with the sweet potatoes with the skin on. I did take the skin off of the sweet potato, but then I mixed it in. The photo that Carrie didn't like very much, I took, this is after I take the skin off the sweet potato, and I was laughing because to me it looks like a couple butterflied chicken breasts on top of there. And then I think a final photo here is of everything mixed together. It was really a great dinner last night. And when we were on the when I was on the way home and Carrie was talking to me about dinner, she said she was kind of frustrated because it was the red lentils were they weren't, I don't know, like they were hard. They were al dente, right? Is that the term I've been butchering for the last week, but they were a little al dente, and so it took a little getting used to, but it was still very good. And in fact, it didn't really take me any getting used to. I enjoy foods sometimes when they have a little bit of crunchiness to them. I get that. I feel like there's a satisfaction that I get from the actual chewing the food up. I didn't end up taking any other photos. It's funny, as I mentioned the recipe was on the Discord, and I could have looked at the name of the recipe from the Discord. So it's vegan pumpkin red lentil chili is the name of it. And it says this easy vegan pumpkin red lentil chili is just 8 ingredients, oil-free and delicious over a baked sweet potato, smoky and hearty. So some of the ingredients might be salt or sugar, it looks like, but it doesn't have any oil, and we made it without any added salt or sugar. And so it was really good. Let me close this back up, and there we go. And Carrie said that the pumpkin is just there for the thickening. The chili, you don't really taste it. Yeah, I really felt like that. Definitely the sweet potato was more of a predominant flavor on the meal. And then I didn't take photos of breakfast, which was our standard oatmeal. I was up very early and kind of ate on the road, or before I was getting on the road very early. And then for lunch, I just had some potatoes, and I'm still eating them. I have one here, and I'm halfway through one here. So I got some pocket potatoes that I'm eating. So I kind of been eating those here for the last hour or two, just when I walk by the Instapot and grab one. Carrie said that she did not have the peppers and the sauce. She added chipotle powder and a few drops of liquid smoke because she did not have the peppers and the sauce that were in the recipe. And that's something I really enjoy about this diet. These recipes have lots of ingredients in them, and you can swap things out or change things, and the meal can taste similar to what it was, but be just as good. And as we're working with our diet, we're kind of finding ways to, lower the calorie density of our foods. So if you are trying some of these foods that maybe call for ingredients that are more calorie dense, you can substitute things like cauliflower or other ingredients to help with the calorie density of the foods. She said that Carrie says that she could have done smoked paprika if you don't have the liquid smoke. Cindy says you have an Instapot in your office like a boss. Nice. So it's in the break room, but we did bring an Instapot and set it up in the break room 3 or 4 months ago now. And I think it's really helped with my weight loss, having that Instapot here. Prior to that, I was doing a lot of 2 meal a day, and I lost a lot of weight doing 2 meals a day. So I can't say that it was, um, it's a bad thing to do 2 meals a day, because I think that it can work. But what I felt like was happening was that I would eat a small breakfast that would be very controlled, then I wouldn't eat all day, and then I would come home and I would use the fact that I hadn't eaten all day as an excuse to eat anything I wanted. If I was keeping the calorie density down, that would be fine, but I was eating lots of foods that the calorie density was much higher than uh, I should be if I'm trying to lose weight. And so now, because we have the Instapot in the building here, or sometimes I bring leftovers from the night before because I can refrigerate them and heat them up here better than I could before. I don't go home as hungry as I was before, and I put myself a little bit in check. And the food that I'm eating here at work is usually very low calorie density. The 20 pounds here I've lost most recently, or 10, I guess. A lot of that I would attribute to a big part of my diet being just potatoes and broccoli, just the combination of those things, and just having that full stomach of those foods is what has helped. And Cindy says, like they say, it is about the environment. Yes, I am very happy that we are able to keep a lot of good foods here, and I keep foods that are, on diet for me around. The interesting thing is that because we have more fruits and vegetables around, and we've brought in bananas and apples and left them out for anybody to eat, everybody is kind of eating a little bit healthier in the building, because before it was a lot more candy bars and snacks laid around. And so now it's a little bit nicer having, and Cindy just said a fresh fruit bowl on the desk would be great too. Yeah, it's on the break room table. We have the bowl of fruit. I think one of my coworkers today was talking about bringing in their leftover Halloween candy. So there'll be a mix of Halloween candy and fruit. But it is nice to see that people do pick up the fruit and choose to eat the fruit sometimes, when it's available, when it's around. That's the thing. And that's kind of a little bit into something I thought about when I was traveling back today. So I live in Iowa. I love living in Iowa. I love the state very much. But some of my perceptions about the agriculture that happens in Iowa has changed a bit. And it's nothing, I wouldn't, the industry itself is okay, or the people that are in the industry I don't have a problem with. But when I drive, an hour through my state, and right now they're harvesting all the corn. And so through the summer, it looks amazing. There's big, amazing fields of green corn growing everywhere, and it looks so wonderful. It looks so, what's the word, like prosperous, or like just like there's growth happening. And now that they are harvesting all the crops, everything is turned brown, and they're cutting everything out. And so now, instead of looking like these fields of prosperity, it looks like these deserts of despair everywhere. And it makes me kind of think about like where that is going. And a lot of the corn that we're growing around here, I'm sure, is going towards ethanol or fuel creation. And then a lot of it is going towards animal feed or food. And I think about all of the waste that happens because of how our food system is set up. That when we eat something, we only consume, we only retain or really absorb like 10% of that food, really, like there's a lot of that food that ends up as waste that our body isn't able to um, utilize, but is still very, there's lots of nutrients in it. And that's a lot of times why they use animal waste to fertilize fields, is because there's still nutrients inside of that waste. So not every calorie that you put into your body gets absorbed by your body. And I would just throw a random number of like 10% out there. I don't know that it is 10%. I don't know how much you actually absorb or how much, but what but there is a waste there. There is an amount of waste that happens. And when we get our food from the animal industry, when you eat a burger made of cow, or when you eat pig or chicken, those animals had to be fed food in order to gain weight. And not every ounce of food that they have eaten is absorbed into their body or turned into a calorie that we get to consume. So in order to have this chicken that, its whole body is, I don't even know what a whole body of a chicken's calories would be, but let's say it's 3,000 calories. They had to feed that chicken 30,000 calories worth of food in its life for it to produce 3,000 calories worth of food for us. And those are just random numbers that I'm making up. But even if my number is low, if my number is low, then it's even more extreme. And even my number's high, it's still a waste that happens. And in order for that waste to happen, we have to take the land around us and just level it, take all of the habitable environment and turn it into these cornfields and these bean fields that we have all around us. And it just made me kind of sad to think that this only looks like this because of the industries that we have around us. And that if we didn't have this animal agriculture industry, I really wonder how much fewer crop fields we would have and how many more maybe orchards we would see, or actual like wild areas for animals to live in. And it's crazy too right now. The number of animals that are getting killed by vehicles is wild. Like that is something that we just accept as the cost of doing business, living in a society where you can drive. But I drive home and there's multiple animals that have been struck on the way home. And it's all because of the clearing of the cornfields, these fields that the animals had plenty of food to get, that they would take food from, is gone now. So they're wandering around. So, Carrie says that she gets a little excited at work when she sees people grab the fruit. Yes, it is nice to see people do that. I am going to have to get out of here kind of early today. We had one of our kids that was sick, and I actually have him with me, locked away in a closet here at the office. He's just in the other room. So we do need to, I need to get out of here, and I just wanted to do a quick update. I'm planning on going live again tomorrow, as long as everything goes as planned. I do appreciate everybody who follows along and supports my channel. It really helps keep me motivated. And it's really great. And Carrie says I need to come home and be a dentist at home because I have a kid that's got a very loose tooth. Actually, a couple very loose teeth that I've been trying to pull for a while. So, Amy says, have a great evening, make good choices. Yes, I intend to make good choices. I still got a potato and a half to eat here before I leave, or as I'm leaving, I'll eat that. And and then I think I heard a rumor that we're going to have white beans, polenta and white beans, which is one of my favorite meals. So hopefully it's a double batch if she is actually making it. But thanks, everybody. Let's see. Tennis and Yoga Girl says, happy to be with your family. Yes. Plant Powered Peddler. Have a great evening, everyone. See you tomorrow. You got one more week there in Australia. That sounds fun. I wish I had a week in Australia, let alone having one more week in Australia. So that is, I hope you enjoy yourself down there. So thanks, everybody, for following along. If you have not clicked on the bell icon, if you have not subscribed, we got to start at the beginning. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't clicked the bell icon, make sure you click the bell icon so you get alerted when I go post new videos or go live. If you haven't, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't commented down below, leave a comment down below. And if you haven't started your diet yet, get started right now. I know it seems like it's just easier to push it off or to wait, or you'll have more motivation later. But if you haven't had motivation for the last 5 years, where do you think it's going to come from? You just got to get up and get going. Just get rid of all of the junk food, eliminate the processed foods first, then get rid of the oils, get rid of the highest calorie foods that you can get rid of, and start eating a lower calorie dense diet. And so get started now, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. That's the wrong button. There we go.